season, which means the driving games are coming out in full force, but we're not talking about a launch title today or even a next-gen game, because Gran Turismo 6 is quite happy to settle in on your PS3. Given its last-gen status though, how is it able to keep up? Well, I'll give you the rundown of 5 things that are keeping Gran Turismo 6 fresh. The gist. I should have said the gist because that's the name of the show. Oh well. Forza may have the means to rope in particular cars or Top Gear commentators, but GT6 really does have it made when it comes to the car offering. Gran Turismo 6 doesn't just want to keep you on the track in the world's best supercharged cars, they want you driving absolutely everything. With 1,200 cars, there's very little you can't get your hands on, from historic sports cars going back to the 50s, to your standard gorgeous supercars, modern sports cars ranging from the light car company Rocket to the KTM Crossbow, competition cars, muscle cars, and compact cars. Seriously, the sheer number of cars plus the brilliant looking models is enough to make even your standard non-car expert like me swoon just a little. Combined with their meaty lineup, this time around, Polyphony are booting up what they're calling Vision Gran Turismo. Participating companies have been designing their rendition of a Gran Turismo, which, if you don't know, is a 2-door sports car in addition to being the series' namesake. The specially designed Gran Touring cars will land one after another in GT6, ready for the driving and hopefully not crashing, but probably also crashing. Because there's nothing like driving a car in a game which you'll never really own and doesn't actually even exist. I don't even know if that was sarcasm or not. So that's the cars, but let's talk tracks. Basically, you're getting 100 layouts of 37 tracks. These include Silverstone, Mount Panorama, the first oceanic track to land on a GT game, Willow Springs International Raceway, and several original tracks including Matterhorn and the popular Apricot Hill Raceway. Data capturing and GPS surveying were Polyphony Digital's tools of the trade when it came to replicating the circuits from the scenery to the track, and the whole thing looks and sounds pretty damn good. The attention to detail here is certainly not something to be glossed over. Even the positions of the stars when playing at night are accurately recreated. The freaking stars! In the realm of features, it seems that naming things is not the forte of driving game devs, since while Forza has Drivatar, GT6 has the GPS data visualizer. Said visualizer does have the potential to be pretty nifty. It's set to come in an update and allows you to import GPS coordinate data from a real-life car into GT6 and visualize the data as an in-game replay. Probably something you'll want to employ while you're on a circuit and not the drive home from work. The problem here being that whilst it's a fairly cool concept, it's probably not something you're going to get much use out of, unlike Forza's Drivatar. Given it's now been 3 years since the last Gran Turismo update, as you can imagine, there have been a bucket of playability additions to make the car driving look and feel more car-drivey. It's particularly obvious that I don't drive. Among said updates are a bunch of technical terms which may or may not resonate with you, but let's rattle them off anyway. GT6 features adaptive tessellation, which is a slightly more complex way of saying better 3D model rendering. GT6 is also using an HDR rendering engine which aims to make the environments and models look more realistic and natural. The short version is that it's better, way better, as it should be. As a series, Gran Turismo is a powerhouse with over 70 million copies sold, and Gran Turismo 6 is unlikely to throw a wrench in the works. But is all this enough to make up for landing on last gen, or will it be up to GT7 on PS4 in a couple of years to bring the series up a notch? You can leave me your thoughts in the comments down below or on my Twitter where I'm @JessMcDonnell, and I'll see you again next week.